Good evening. It is Wednesday night, and if you have not checked the moon tonight we have a full moon. I believe I saw that they said that tonight was going to be the biggest and brightest, which we all know it's the same size all the time, but it's actually closer to the earth, so it appears bigger, but it's supposed to be beautiful. I haven't seen it tonight yet, but I looked last night and it was gorgeous. So I love the moon. I don't know why. I think a lot of us do. We're not amazed when we see the sun come up every day, but it's something about the moon that just fascinates me. I just love to see it when it's full like this. But anyway, check that out if you have a chance. Excuse me. Tonight we're going to read Acts chapter 22. And it starts out, brothers and fathers. Okay, let me remind you, last night we ended up, the last verse said, and when he had, excuse me, and when he had given him permission, Paul, standing on the steps, motioned with his hand to the people. And when there was a great hush, he addressed them in the Hebrew language, saying, and then this is where chapter 22 starts. Brothers and fathers, hear the defense that I now make before you. And when they heard that he was addressing them in the Hebrew language, they became even more quiet. And he said, I am a Jew, born in Tarsus in Cilicia, but brought up in this city, educated at the feet of Gamaliel, according to the strict manner of the law of our fathers, being zealous for God as all of you are to this day. No, hold on. Being zealous for God as all of you are this day. I persecuted this way to the death, binding and delivering to prison both men and women, as the high priest and the whole council of elders can bear me witness. From them I received letters to the brothers, and I journeyed toward Damascus to take those also who were there and bring them in bonds to Jerusalem to be punished. As I was on my way and drew near to Damascus, about noon a great light from heaven suddenly shone around me, and I fell to the ground and heard a voice saying to me, Saul, Saul, why are you persecuting me? And I answered, Who are you, Lord? And he said to me, I am Jesus of Nazareth, whom you are persecuting. Now those who were with me saw the light, but did not understand the voice of the one who was speaking to me. And I said, What shall I do, Lord? And the Lord said to me, Rise and go into Damascus, and there you will be told all that is appointed for you to do. And since I could not see because of the brightness of that light, I was led by the hand by those who were with me, and came into Damascus. And one Ananias, a devout man according to the law, well spoken of by all the Jews who lived there, came to me, and standing by me said to me, Brother Saul, receive your sight. And at that very hour I received my sight and saw him. Now notice he calls him Brother Saul, even though Ananias knew who Saul was and knew that he was the one that was persecuting and killing Christians. But he referred to him as Brother Saul because Jesus told him ahead of time that he was coming and told him what to do. Now that takes a lot of forgiveness and a lot of love, if you can imagine referring to someone as brother when they're the person who's been persecuting and killing the people that you care about. And he said, The God of our fathers appointed you to know his will, to see the righteous one, and to hear a voice from his mouth. For you will be a witness for him to everyone of that you have seen and heard. And now why do you wait? Rise and be baptized, and wash away your sins, calling on his name. When I returned to Jerusalem and was praying in the temple, I fell into a trance, and saw him saying to me, Make haste and get out of Jerusalem quickly, because they will not accept your testimony about me. And I said, Lord, they themselves know that in one synagogue after another I imprisoned and beat those who believed in you. And when the blood of Stephen, your witness, was being shed, I myself was standing by and approving and watching over the garments of those who killed him. And he said to me, Go, for I will send you far away to the Gentiles. And just a reminder, we are the Gentiles. If you're not a Jew, you're a Gentile. Paul and the Roman tribune. Up to this word, they listened to him. Then they raised their voices and said, Away with such a fellow from the earth, for he should not be allowed to live. And as they were shouting and throwing off their cloaks and flinging dust into the air, the tribune ordered him to be brought into the barracks, saying that he should be examined by flogging to find out why they were shouting against him like this. But when they had stretched him out for the whips, Paul said to the centurion who was standing by, Is it lawful for you to flog a man who is a Roman citizen and uncondemned? When the centurion heard this, he went to the tribune and said to him, What are you about to do? For this man is a Roman citizen. So the tribune came and said to him, Tell me, are you a Roman citizen? And he said, Yes. The tribune answered, I bought this citizenship for a large sum. Paul said, But I am a citizen by birth. So those who were about to examine him withdrew from him immediately, and the tribune also was afraid, for he realized that Paul was a Roman citizen and that he had bound him. Paul before the council. But on the next day, desiring to know the real reason why he was being accused by the Jews, he unbound him and commanded the chief priests and all the council to meet, and he brought Paul down and set him before them. So Paul had a way of speaking to people. He was telling the truth. He was a Roman citizen, but he was also a Jew and was a learned man, an educated man. So he knew how to talk to the people he was talking to get their attention and to make them do how they were supposed to do. So anyway, that was Acts chapter 22, and that was all for tonight. We have read all the way through the Gospels, and we have read the letters or the epistles. I believe we've read all of them. And because we started in Romans and went all the way through to Jude. And so now we're reading Acts. And when we finish Acts, I'm praying about what we need to do next. If we need to read Revelation, it's always good to hear Revelation, even if you don't understand it. That is one of the books in the Bible that says if you hear it, you're blessed. If you listen to it, if you read it, you're blessed. And it can be a hard book to understand. And I will read it if that's, hey, Michelle, how are you? I will read that if that's what the Lord wants me to do, and if not, He may lead me in another direction. We may do something else and do Revelation, the very last thing. But anyway, that was Acts 22 tonight. Thank y'all for joining me, and we will see you tomorrow night.